only scored 24 points in the first 2 sets at very dominant numbers for De La Salle in terms of attack points, in terms of blocks, at maging yung service efficiency nila ay talagang sadyang lampas doon sa kahusayan ng UST.
Kargado
UST hindi nakabuelo. De La Salle hindi sila pinabuelo. At nakikita natin, game faces and all, De La Salle is very serious in their mood dito sa second round. Natisod sila ng UST sa dulo ng first round. Ayaw nilang mangyari yan dahil ang tangka nila hindi lamang makapasok sa Final Four, kundi makuha yung isa sa top 2 slots.
Daming magandang individual play for that match for La Salle, including that girl on your screens. Kim D with 12 points in that match. Had this to say with our Janine Choi. Let's listen.
So Kim, how important was for you guys to win your last game against UST, especially that they beat you guys during the first round?
I think it was a good confidence booster because coming from a win before our game against them, natalo kami in straight sets. So, coming to our game against them in the second round, siguro beating them rin in 3 sets made us more confident na kaya pala namin.
So how does DLSU plan on matching up against the young athletes of UP?
We train naman for each team the same. We train like, we don't think na mas magaling yan, so mas mahirap kami magta-training. We just train equally. So, siguro in our past trainings, naging all-out kami, mataas yung intensity. So, yun.
There you have it, Kennedy. Good luck sa game niyo mamaya. Back to you guys.
The multi-awarded standout, former standout from De La Salle, Isabel, 12 points, as we said, in her last matchup. And she's going to be key again in the adjustment that Coach Ramil did in that last match. Faster plays and more dulo sa dulo yung ginawa niya in that last matchup against UST.
Totoo yan. Kim D had only a total of 21 points in 5 of the 7 games that she saw action para dito sa Lady Spikers. But in Game 2, she's already fired a total of 26 points, 14 versus FPU and 12 versus UST. And definitely, the roster power continues to grow deeper for Coach Ramil De Jesus. You have Ara Galang, you have Mika Reyes, and then you have Mika Fajardo. And when you have Kim D blending into the mix, the Lady Spikers are definitely looking up sa kanilang tangkang makapasok sa top 2 dito sa second round.
I can see it in his face. He can't wait to start, Coach Ronnie.
Oh,
he
naman.
wants to get this
Nainip
match
na si
started.
Coach Ramil.
Coach Ramil De Jesus, of course, will go up against Coach Jerry Yee. DLSU, UP, live on ABS-CBN Sports and Action.
Now let us meet the starters. First, for this season's hosts, the UP Fighting Lady Maroons. Number 1, Jewel Lai. Number 11, Marian Buitre. Number 18, Diana Carlos. Number 9. Nicole Temzon. Number 10, Isa Molde. Number 8, team captain, Cassie Persona. Princess Geyser. And the head coach of the Fighting Lady Maroons, Cherry Yee. And now let us meet the DLSU Lady Fighters. Number 10, Machoy Baron. Number 11, Kim T. Number 18, Sid Castillo. Team captain number 9, Kim Fajardo. Number 8, Aracana. Number 3, Mika Reyes. Air Libero number 5, Don Macapili. And the head coach of the Lady Spikers, Romel De Jesus.
You know, you talk about the crowd, hands down, of course, it is given that LaSalle is outnumbering UP. That's built on all of these years of finals appearances, championships, and all of that. But the UP crowd this year has come out, and it's not as lopsided as it used to be, and it's got to feel great for the UP community. You see the former volleyball players, even the basketball players are in the venue to see what it's all about for the Lady Maroons.
I saw some of my former teammates outside the venue earlier. At kumbaga, this Lady Maroons team has unified the former student athletes, the current student athletes, to try and take the ride for their journey with them this season.
And there's nothing like sports to galvanize, sabi nga
Oh,
nila.
naman.
And here's another thing. 17 times UP has lost to De La Salle straight. 17 consecutive times. And when you talk about the last win of UP against LaSalle, it was on a technicality. That was the Jackie Alarca days when all of the games of LaSalle where she played got forfeited. Coach Ronnie.
So kung babalikan mo yung 17 games na yon, 8 taon mahigit na yon kung di tayo nagkakamali.
The last, yeah, that was 2008.
Correct.
That was January 20, 2008.
And today, we turn a new page, ika nga, in the sports program ng Lady Maroons, but they're facing another acid test. They got past Ateneo for the first time in 9 years, but they have to be rewarded with facing another giant wall, ika nga, mula sa Taft Avenue, ang Great Wall of Taft.
3-0 for LaSalle. And make that 4-0 as we go down to Janine Choi from the DLSU side. Janine, we'll come back to you. We have a timeout real quick. Let's listen in.
First ball sa reception, first ball sa service. Ha? So far, ano na error natin? First ball sa service, first ball sa reception. Intindihan nyo? Yun lang naman iniingi ko eh. Wala. Sige, good.
Hey! Forward na kaya. Forward na. Hey, let's go! Hey, lady!
Quick timeout by Coach Jerry, obviously, as we go back to Janine Choi. Go ahead, Janine.
You know, Groom and Ronnie, Coach Emil De Jesus really is not the type who settles. In fact, game after game, he always seeks and ways on how else the team can improve. He sees everyone as a reward, while every loss signifies that something is lacking. He said that when they lose a set, it means that there's a problem. If they lose a game, then there's a big problem. And losing to even a set is what they do not want to happen today. In fact, Coach expects 2 things. That the girls will be able to execute what they do in training, and second, that they maintain their confidence throughout the game. Groom and Ronnie?
Thank you very much. And a perfect example of what Janine was talking about. First, the loss against UST. Not only was it a loss, but it was a sweep. Second, they were not happy with their victory against FEU because that was a 5-setter.
Correct.
They got pushed.
Yes, they won the first 2 sets, needed the next two coming sets before eventually getting past FTU in the fifth and final set. But they played really well. It was a seamless win by UST in avenging their first round debacle. At kauna-una ang pagkakataon ay nawalis ang UST sa isang laban in 3 straight sets.
Galang picking it up. Makandili, who has been superb the last couple of games for LaSalle. It is Buitre who finds a spot and cuts the lead down to 1 as we go to Nina Alvia.
Winning 4 straight matches isn't as easy as everyone thinks. The Lady Maroons put in so much hard work and dedication into their training. At para sa laban ngayon, sinabi ni Coach Jerry na gusto niya na nasa A-game ang mga girls. And coming into today's match, Coach expects the girls to be relentless. Sabi niya, wala naman perfect play, pero wag sila dapat ma-discourage kung nagkamali sila. Also, before the game began, a former Lady Maroon, Senator Pia Cayetano, shared a few words of wisdom to the team. She reminded the girls to toss up any mistakes they may have done and to keep playing. She told them to just have fun and emphasize the importance of their mindset. She said they must think as winners because they already are. Boom and Ronnie?
Senator is right behind us. Thank you very much, Nina, as you see Makandili with an error. Great timeout by Coach Jerry Yu. They come up with 5 straight points after that timeout. Coach Ronnie, you've got two very highly confident teams. Obviously, LaSalle's coming probably from their sharpest game this season. And then you have right now the longest active win streak in the tournament. For UP.
This is a huge collision between UP and De La Salle. Tumawag muna lang ng timeout si Coach Ramil ngayon. Dahil 6 na sunod na puntos ang arangkada ng UP. Maya-maya, sasagutin ko yung katanungan.
Napakaingay po dito sa arena sa San Juan, kaya hindi na kami magkarinigan. But back to you, Coach Ron.
Well, unang-una, naniniwala ako that each team will try to perform according to the DNA and establish nila dun sa mga nilarong inilaban nila. Right now, LaSalle is number 1 in blocks, number 1 in digs, number 1 in reception, number 1 in sets. Therefore, yun ang susubukan nilang diinan laban dito sa koponan ng UP. Ang UP naman has a lot of double-digit scorers. Their scorers are mainly 4 na talagang nandun sa bandang tuktok ng scoring level. At yan ang magiging bala nila kontra dito sa LaSalle. But of course, goes without saying that UP is also number 2 in reception and number 3 in blocks. Things that they will be needing against a superior offensive team like De La Salle.
Coach, is it correct to say, as we see that Carlos attack produce their 7th point, that these are the 2 deepest teams in the league?
Yes.
Is that a correct statement?
Looking at the roster, looking at what has happened in the first round, I believe that Coach Jerry and Coach Ramil De Jesus possesses the deepest rosters dito sa kabuuan ng UAAP in terms of key players and players who are able to provide important performances coming off the bench.
Partner, tina-target nila si Aragalang.
Totoo
kanina
yan.
pa. Teka, tayo ay magta-timeout muna. Nangangailangan tayo lahat ng timeout dito. 8-5 is our score. Nagbabalik pa tayo dito sa napakaingay at napakasaya na San Juan Arena. At naglalaro po ang UP at De La Salle University. 8-5 is our score. How about that? A rally coming from the UP side as Aragalang tips it to the other and halts the momentum of UP in that sequence.
UP has won 8 of the last 9 points. Aragalang making sure that they stay in the hunt. But in the first set, they started out with a 4-0 lead before UP through Moldes 2 points, Buitres 2 points, and Carlos was also scored 2 points, scoring 6 points for the Fighting Maroons. But Aragalang commits a service error for the Lady Spikers,
which gives a free point to UP, which is now at 9-6. Tots Carlos. Fajardo, who also has been splendid for LaSalle so far.
Oh yes. Talk about Fajardo. She is the highest scoring setter in the tournament. 51 points total, 14 league scorer for De La Salle, but more than that, the equilibrium that she provides for the Lady Spikers and the smartness that she brings in aside from the championship experience that she has in her arsenal. But again, LaSalle lapsing into a service error.
Pangalawa. Tabla tayo dyan.
Oo.
Service errors. Both. Fajardo had 27 excellent sets in that last game against UST, plus 2 points also. But the unsung hero to me, I mean, we talked about Kim D. We
Of
talked
course.
about Fajardo. The unsung hero to me was Makandili in that match, who had 29 excellent digs and 12 excellent receptions as this rally is going on right now. Lai tips it to the other side. Makandili sets up Demicilio. UP's chance for an attack, and they go back row to Carlos, and they get a point on that one. And this is where Coach Ronnie, UP is most dangerous as compared to all their other teams in previous years. They have attackers from almost every zone now.
Daming pwedeng puntahan ni Jewel Lai. But of course, a lot of these players, these young players, are also very good two-way players.
Yep.
Hindi lamang may pamato sa opensa, kundi maging sa depensa, maaasahan ni Coach Jerry.
I think that is the trademark of Coach Jerry. Even in high school, he always wants to develop multi-skilled
Correct.
players.
That will build you winning teams. Ika nga, good building block. We get good players who are willing to play two ways.
Kaya naman papalit-palit siya. Carlos, gagamitin niya sa gitna. Si Nicole, gagawin niyang center, minsan.
Correct. He has formed a very versatile team. Tama yung sinabi mo, si Chamson at one instance, kayang mag-setter, trying to off-balance yung kanilang katunggali. Pero itong Lasal ngayon na naghahabol ng 8 serving 11.
Abante, UP. Bersola, who has looked better than ever. You know, Coach Ronnie, we are looking at two girls
Correct.
who are coming off devastating looking injuries in Aragalang and Cathy Bersola.
But because they stayed positive and because they put in the hard work that they needed to be in peak form once again, they are not only rewarded with the opportunity to play in the UAAP, but more than that, they're able to help their respective universities get to where they are right now dito sa ating kompetisyon.
12 puntos para sa UP, siyam para sa DLSU. And it is Sid Demicilio with a great serve. And Coach Jerry is telling everybody to stay low and be in front of that ball. Alam mo naman si Coach Jerry, you know, very
Fundamental.
Oo, very,
Yes.
you know.
Si Demicilio, number 48 among the leading scorers in the league with 27 points heading to today's match.
Remember, that girl was even doubtful at the start of the season because of her shin. Galang. Too much muscle behind it.
Tried to score off the block, instead gives UP a 3-point lead. Errors ng Lasal dito, kung di ako nagkakamali, 5 o 6 na. Dito sa ating unang set, of course, some of those coming off service errors.
13-10. How crucial, Coach Ronnie, is the first set for both teams?
Para sa UP, pampakumpiyansa. Para naman sa Lasal, sabi nga, dun sa ulat kanina, gusto nila 3 straight sets ang panalo na rito. So parehong may plano, and let's see kung saan mapupunta yung burden of adjustment. But right now, UP outscoring Lasal after being down early at 4-0. Since that time, they have won a total of 14.
14 to 6. Oh. 14-6 run.
Mabigat na agos para dito sa Fighting Maroons.
They've been serving well too. Fajardo looks at Mika. And Mika looks at the spot. That donut hole gives them 11 points in the game. This is not only the battle of the teams, but the banners, the crowds, and all the monikers that are around us here at the arena in San Juan. It's just wonderful.
I'd just like to say that Mika Reyes has really come out of her shell this season.
This year, no?
85 points, number 19 in scoring. Number 2 in blocks, likewise for De La Salle.
Much needed this year, especially
Of
she
course.
is graduating.
The Super Seniors, ika nga.
Great pickup by Lai. Super Seniors versus Super Rookies.
Correct.
Why
Why
not?
not? And one of the Super Rookies stumbling sa kanyang tangga na running hit. La Salle threatening to trim this gap further.
Well, it is a battle of experience versus youth. There's no two ways about it naman talaga. It's a program that is established and has won multiple finals and multiple championships versus a team that is now in the process of building and rebuilding rather its volleyball program. You know, Coach Ronnie is part of the last basketball championship of UP, which was in 1986. As we look at this Galang attack, deflected out, and LaSalle now down by only one. The volleyball program hasn't won a championship since 1982.
Correct. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang guto, kundi nananalangin yung buong UP community na umungos na yung mga sports programs sa UP. And right
In
now,
general.
oo, ang volleyball program is making a good renaissance. Ika nga, kaya nandito yung maraming sumusuporta.
Dami.
Dito sa UP, para naman sa LaSalle in the last 2 years. They've been flanked by Ateneo, kaya gusto naman nilang muling makuha at lumaban sa final, something that escaped them last year.
What a smart play, Coach Ronnie, while LaSalle was scrambling. A faster set given
Jewel Lai.
ni Jewel. Ano? Kay Buitre ba niya binigay?
Yan.
O kay Carlos?
It's about ball distribution and a nice variety sa pagtitimon. And that's a service ace coming from Isang Molde. And just like that, balik sa tatlong abante dito ng Fighting Maroons.
Technical timeout po tayo. 16-13 ang ating talaan. Well, sabi nga ni Coach Ronnie, the super seniors, they want to graduate with a title.
Of course, nice quarter turn there ni Mika Reyes. And right now, these three players accounting for a total of 31 points in that superb win versus UST. Aragalang so far in the tournament, number 13 among our leading scorers. And of course, itong si Kim Fajardo, sabi natin, siyang pinakamaraming talaan for setters dito sa kabuuan ng UAAP and UP after that second technical timeout scores off the block.
What a job by Princess Geyser on that attack.
Binanggit
By
mo
the way,
kanina si Makandili. Number 1 in digs, number 2 in receptions. Itong si Makandili. But Geyser's also combined well with Estranero doon sa libero position para sa Fighting Maroons.
sa kanila naman, tandem, team-up.
Correct.
At nakita yata natin kanina, Coach Ronnie, part of this great crowd is Dennis Maglinas, yung kapatid ni Rogie, yung pumanaw nating atleta dito,
Football player. Yes.
na taga-UP na classmate ni Cathy Bersola.
Okay? Antay mo muna yung dating ng bola ng trigger mo. Masyado tayo nagmamadali sa pipi ng bola kasi nabasa rin naman nila eh. Pag bumitaw ka agad, alam na kagad dahil binibigay sa kick. At pasabay mo muna sa kick. Okay? Sipag lang daw, sipag lang!
Senator Pia Cayetano, as we mentioned, sama nga natin dito.
And teammate Joy. I had the chance to practice
Laging
with them.
nandito yan,
Alam mo, Boom, katabi namin sila nag-ensayo dati.
Dati, sabi
in
mo.
the early 80s.
Yes.
Dahil magkatabi lamang ng hard court. Dahil yun ang iniensayuhan namin
Correct.
sa gym ng UP. Yung volleyball at basketball team practices. I believe alas 6 ng gabi yun hanggang alas 8 o alas 9 ng gabi.
1982.
82 or 83 ako.
I mean, yung last championship.
Yes.
Yung sabihin. As Coach Ronnie, this is the biggest lead of the match by
Correct.
either team.
This is a big turnaround given that LaSalle was kumbaga off the gates early.
Parang na-shake off nila yung jitters.
Mabilis,
ng
no?
UP.
Mabilis na yung pagpag dito ng UP na matatawag.
Parang ang galing ni Coach Jerry sa ganun, ano? Yung parang to settle down.
Panggising. Panggising ng ulirat, ika nga.
At saka he does it in different ways. In the Adamson match, we saw him fume. In this match, after nag-4-0, kinalat niya.
Steady lang.
Kinalma lang.
Steady lang. Siguro, mas kabisado ni Coach
Siyempre
Jerry.
naman.
Unang-una, yung feel ng mga players. Paano ba? Tulak? Himas? Kung anong kinakailangan para lang magising yung diwa ng kanyang mga manlalaro.
Araw-araw ba naman kayo magkakasama? Alas 5 ng umaga, nag-i-ensayo na eh.
Oh,
di
tell
ba?
me about it.
Ganun talaga. Buhay mo rin yan, Coach Ron. Ganun din sa Lasal. Alam naman natin na kumakayod din si Coach
Oo,
Ramil. As they get another point, the former top scorer of UP, Nicole Tiangson. How about her, Coach Ronnie? I've said this in the broadcast many times. The acceptance
Correct.
of a new goal. Well, you know, you play basketball a la Tim Duncan, a la David Robinson, to bring in the new blood that are immensely talented rookies. She gives way to them, and look at where the team is now.
Sometimes you have to take a step back. Not because you're better, you're not any better than the incoming freshmen, but you know that they need to grow.
Right.
And you will be able to do that if you're unselfish, if you're humble enough to believe that collectively you are a stronger team rather than you taking over the scoring and not allowing these young players to bloom early. Right now, their investment in the super rookies enabling them to build a 6-game winning run, but more than that, possess a 6-point advantage here in the first set laban dito sa Lady Spike.
Kaloy able to find it down the line, and Galang wasn't there for the spot. It's back to that 6-point lead, and again the familiar serve of Carlos. Hindi raw umover, sabi ng ating first referee na si Yul Menosa, ang ating international referee.
Magandang duelo dyan sa ating dalawang middle blockers. At makikita natin na si Majoy Baron, isa sa pinaka mabigat in terms of scoring sa kabuuan ng tournament with 101 points denied by Kat Versola.
And Coach Jerry just telling it's okay, it's fine. High risk, high reward, that kind of serve. And it produces a point the previous one, and then they give away a point the next one.
Pwede kang mag-gamble ng bahagya. Then mataas yung kalamangan nila. Mabot ng 7, which is the biggest lead here in the first set para dito sa UP.
Lai chooses Bersola. Kita mo yung differential, Coach. Medyo mabilis lang. Ano?
Mabilis. Totoo yan, Bull. Pero magagawa lamang nila yan kung maganda yung first ball nila. And when we talk about reception, UP is next to Lasal among the top 2 receiving teams after 9 games. At magandang stat yan, magandang category.
If I'm not mistaken, Lasal leads 5 categories and number 1.
At ang number 2 best receiver ay inatake nitong si Changson. And right now, this will be 8 set points for UP here in the first set.
Comfortable, but it's only the first set. And Coach Jerry knows that. As Baron saves one with that one.
Good connection, that quick hit coming from Majoy Baron. Kim Fajardo going to her tallest hitter, trying to challenge Barsola to be able to mark itong si Majoy Baron time and again.
So pinalitan muna si Geyser, si Esternero ang receiver. And she picks that one up, underhand set to Isa Molde, and an offensive block.
Best blocking team in the tournament so far. Yan ang De La Salle, UP's ranked number 3. Bakit nandiyan si Estranero? Siyang number 1 sa reception kasamang Boom. They're looking for one final good reception to be able to get to their points of attack.
At sa kanya binigay. Better first ball there, which leads to the point, which leads to the first set, and maybe a little more relaxed pa mangyayari dito sa UP dahil nakuha yung unang set.
Talk about being fearless. They were down by as much as 4-0 sa first set. But since that time, they were able to recover, rebound, and as a result, they will be up by 8 set laban dito sa Lady Spikers.
It is also a great chess match between the two great coaches. Coach Ramil now, we'll see what kind of adjustment will we watch out for in set number. The hosts of Season 78 of the UAAP get their noses in front here in this much-anticipated match between UP and LaSalle. How did they do it, Coach Ronnie?
Well, number 1, I thought that their defense was better than De La Salle in the first set. Tandaan natin na itong LaSalle, maganda na yung arangkada. But because UP was more solid sa kanilang reception, somehow they had better offense after being down and after that huge rally doon sa bandang midpoint ng ating unang set. Carlos at 5 points, Molde 4, Buitre, Jamson, and Bersola with 2 points apiece. Better scoring effort for the Fighting Maroons, but more than that, LaSalle's floor defense, I felt, and their blocking was lacking. And as a result, yung mga points of attack ng UP, mas madaling nabutas yung depensa ng De La Salle.
Oh, well, the service errors are in the favor of UP. But I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Ronnie, kinargahan nila eh. Sumugal sila.
Gumambol.
At that's why they have also 4 service aces, 2 more than LaSalle.
And that's a huge challenge dito sa reception ng De La Salle.
Correct.
Kung kinakargahan, dapat masagot. Remember that may kakayahan. But somehow, Coach Ramil De Jesus, I'm sure, would try to remind his players that they have to be in the right position dahil dinidirekta sa kanila eh. Hindi naman mahirap sagutin, pero kailangan handa sila na kargado yung mga ibibigay sa kanila ng mga service.
Saka sabi ni Coach Ramil in that quarter, I was about to say quarter, in between set timeout, is that hindi kayo nagbibigay ng kargadong serve. Dapat banahan nyo rin dahil ininsayo nyo rin yan.
Correct.
Yan ang narinig natin nung tayo yung nakichismis nung naka-commercial, ano? Coach Ronnie. Ronnie Magsanok, of course, ako po inyong lingkod, Boom Gonzalez, Nina Alvia, Janine Joy, Direk Abet Ramos. And for this live and exclusive ABS-CBN Sports coverage, I'm sure by this time, we're already trending on social media. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtutok, pagtakilik sa UAAP Season 78 Volleyball Tournament, men's and women's. Ngayon po, babae po, pinag-uusapan natin as Kim D puts that through and gets the first point in set number 2.
Talked about the Kimdi explosion in the second round. 21 points in 5 games in the first round, but here in round 2, already scored 26 points in the first 2 games combined.
Castañero. That's an error.
May problema sa first ball. May problema sa atake. Pag may problema sa atake, yan ay magiging pabor sa kalaban. Lasal strings up 2 consecutive points.
Ito po pangalawang paghahandog namin. Kanina po, matagalan na naman ang labanan ng
Siya nga.
Adamson at UST. 5 sets, right. Pag-usapan natin mamaya yan. Punta muna tayo kay Nina Alvia.
Alam ni Coach Jerry na mahirap i-convert ang receives ng Lady Maroons into points dahil matatangkad ang DLSU blockers. Kaya sa training, pinaalala ni Coach sa team to hit hard and hit sharp. Coach Jerry needs the girls to perfect their service and reception game, and if they don't, magkakaproblema raw sila. This is why sinabi niya over the timeout that he just wants the team to continue executing their service and reception. He also explained na hindi pwede tataas o bababa ang kanilang intensity. Boom and Ronnie.
Maraming salamat, Nina, reporting from UP. We are at 2 all. Ayaw niyang tumaas, ayaw niyang bumaba. Even keel ang gusto niya going into this match. Speaking of Coach Jerry Lee, as Makandili, error there.
Alam mo, kung walang duda na talagang masusubok sila Kaiser, sila Estranero, sila Makandili dito sa laban na ito. Both teams, very, very good sa kanilang opensa. A lot of very good points of attack for UP and De La Salle as well.
Service error again. We are at 3 all. Joy Baron now. Castañero still a little faulty on that first ball, so an easy ball. D through the block.
Service pa lang, bala na. Yan ang ginawa ni Majoy Baron. Gusto ni Coach Ramil kargahan.
Yun di ba?
Yung service at kinargahan niya. Umalog-alog. Yung reception ni Estranero, hindi nakatake ang UP. Puntos na naman ang De La Salle dito sa ating second set at 4-3.
Baron again. Molde with a better first ball. Tiamzon. Galang was there. Fajardo chooses D again. Nobody home for UP and a 2-point lead as we go to Janine Joy.
Earlier, Joy Baron said that today's game is a very important one as winning today will put them in a safer position in getting one of the twice-to-beat advantages. And they are all aware of that. Kaya naman sinabi ni Joy na hindi biro ang laro ngayon. Importanteng maganda ang service at receive nila. At sa pagpasok ng set na ito, sinabi ni Coach na hindi sila makasabay sa atake ng kalaban kaya kailangan pa nilang mag-focus. Balik sa inyo, Boom at Ronnie.
Maraming salamat, Janine.
Pareho, ano?
Oo.
Service at reception.
And yung focus, sabi ni Coach Ramil, yun yung muling paalala niya, they seem to have refocused itong Lasal. And you see, the first ball of UP, the last 3-4 times down.
Alog-alog, mabula. Mabula at hindi sila makatake. Napako sila sa 3 puntos after being on top at 3-2. Lasal has put in 4 consecutive points.
That's better. But the block was there. Tiamzon sends it over. Chance for Lasal again. Masyadong malapit. And kaya lang tumama yung kamay ni Nicole Tiamzon.
To the delight of the Lady Spikers.
Dahil ano na, no? Medyo,
Wala na, patay na yung bola.
Oo.
Puntos na sana para dito sa UP.
So again, they're down by 4, which was the deficit that they had to climb out of in set number 1 when it was 0-4. Baron again. Tiamzon makes something out of that. And look at the attacking of Lasal. 8-3 is our score. We will be back.
We talked about defense going to be an integral part in any team's success. Of course, goes without saying that The two liberos of UP have done an excellent job combining to protect the floor defense of the Fighting Maroons. Geiser, Estranero once again doing a yeoman's job in helping out UP get past Adamson in 4 sets.
But now it's time that they have to come up here, because in the second set they are being attacked for that first ball. Good recovery there by Molde. But they send it for another easy over for LaSalle. Chance for UP here for any decent attack. LaSalle just quicker on their feet here in set number 2. Carlos. Demesilio was there. Underhand to D. Cross court. Lai will give it back row to Molde, and that's a little low. Biggest deficit now for them.
Right. Molde's been very quiet.
And that's why Coach Jerry will send in a much talked about rookie also, Justin Dorog, who's not yet 100%. Coach Ronnie here, dahil meron pa yung iniintang shoulder injury. She's still under therapy.
Yes.
That's why sabi ni Coach Jerry, hindi niya binababad pa ng gusto.
Hindi masyadong extended minutes, pero si Majoy Boron extended sa service line. And finally, she will rotate. Dahil nakakuha na ng puntos itong Fighting Maroons. 3-all kanina, 3-2, lamang pa itong UP. 7 straight points by De La Salle, pero itong UP nakabangon na. Matagal-tagal silang napako sa 3 points.
Bakit? Namigay pa sila ng puntos. Courtesy of Tots Carlos.
Well, the difference when you are a risk taker and you are on top, mas kumpiyansado ka. Naghahabol ka, mas medyo alanganin minsan yung mindset mo.
Carlos. Doro. Bumalik ang bola. Estranero will go to Molde from the back row. Macandini keeps it up. Quick play to Mika Reyes.
LaSalle out playing UP after this point of the second set. Better service, better reception, better offense para dito sa De La Salle.
The lead is now at 7.
Akong pakialam, anong iniisip nyo? Ha? Ulitin natin ang maayos. Intindihan nyo? Kada bola, kada service, iayos nyo. Ha? Iniisip nyo ata yung mali nyo, huwag nyo nang iisipin nyo. Hindi na bali. Mananalo sila ngayon. Wala akong pakialam. Anong usapan natin? First touch natin, ayusin natin, di ba? Maayos pa ang first touch. Hindi. Focus tayo doon. Come on.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the kind of demeanor na meron si Coach Jerry dito sa laban na to. Alam niya acid test. He's trying to be stable for his ladies, believing that siya magdidikta ng direksyon ng pag-iisip nila. Nag-focus lang sa isang bagay. Receive. First ball.
LaSalle has been serving great. You have to give it to them as Barzola finally pounds it down.
Yan yung pinakamalinis na atake ng UP. Wala pa nung puntong naka 3 points na sila. They hit the call of Coach Jerry. At sa wakas narinig nila yung tinig at pakiusap ni Coach Jerry.
7 service errors for UP2 for LaSalle so far. Able to pick it up was Molde. They go to Carlos. Back row. Fajardo tricking everybody.
Talked about the highest scoring setter in the entire UAAP. 51 points para dito kay Fajardo, showing us a picture on how smart she is in reading the defense and making the defense guess kung ano ang nasa loob ng kanyang isipan.
It's the disguise also that
Yung misdirection, ika nga.
Molde set back. They go back to her. Again, with the tip, Mika doing very well, but this is where UP has improved this year as compared to previous years. They can go left, they can go right, they go middle, yung back row.
Magandang pumasa, masarap paghanap ng atake. Kung meron kang bibigyan ng Jewel Lai, merong luxury ngayon. But that was a good job by Lai sa kanyang ball distribution. Mula sa kaliwa. Biglang kinambi niya doon sa kabilang, sa bandang kanan.
Smart. And Fajardo. Again. On a 1-2 play for LaSalle.
I thought that Dorog was late to go to the right spot. Look at this. Basang-basa ni Fajardo. Nakita mo naman yung angulo ng binigyan niya. Nakita niya yung butas doon sa may front row.
13-6. What a response by LaSalle here in set number 2.
No panic and all.
Oh.
And again, the first ball. That is unusual for the best or the number 1 player in terms of reception dito sa kabuuan ng UAAP. Itong si Ariel Estranero.
By the way, in the 2 losses of LaSalle this season, both of the first sets, they dropped.
Oo.
Just
Babalayan.
Ano yan?
Oo.
Footnote lang yun. Footnote.
Isang magandang babalayan para sa kanila. And again,
Patuloy na nagpapadala ng babala. Ito
this
mga
is-
first service.
yan.
Ng LaSalle.
And this is the same storyline pero
Kabila.
sa kabila.
Sa kabila.
Oo. And right now, kung 7 pinakamalaking kalamangan ng UP sa first set, dito naman sa second set, LaSalle agwat na ng 9 na puntos versus UP.
And this is what we really expected in this match, Ronnie. We don't expect any straight sets here.
Not at all. Right now, LaSalle running away with a 10-point lead. UP's first ball. Namo problema ng gusto.
Ito, magkatabi. Go Mika. Go Isa. Ganda, may logo pa si Mika
Oo,
dito.
naman.
Doon naman sa kabila, may mga dorogista. At,
Kita ko. Kita ko.
Molditas.
Oo. Dito po, Dark Knight. Katabi. Dark Knights pala.
Oh. And this is, again, you talk about youth and experience. This is the battle between that. And this is where you want to see UP respond. They've shown it in previous matches. Battling adversity. LaSalle has done that in years
And I
already.
think LaSalle has learned from that lesson that they learned the hard way versus UST. Na kung saan nawali sila dun sa huling laro nila sa first round. I think this is the first time that UP is
double
facing
contact.
this kind of deficit. Right now, the deficit balloons to 12. As Coach Jerry, I believe, will call his final timeout.
Right.
Yung problema, nakatunga nga kayo eh. Diba? Kahit mukhang mabagal na yon, sabi ko sa inyo, gagalaw yung paa nyo, diba? Diba kahit tayo nyo igalaw yung paa nyo? Ha? May sarili kayong bagong style? Igagalaw nyo lang yung paa nyo eh. Pero pwede ba mag-a-adjust kayo, yung tiyan nyo lang i-adjust nyo? Ha? Eh yun yung ginagawa nyo eh.
No need to paraphrase that for everybody
Diretso.
else.
We call a straight shooter. And that's Coach Jerry.
I think he called this last time out and he's probably thinking...
Ganun din naman eh, gamitin mo na.
Yeah, this set is going to slide by but he has to correct some certain things already na baka maidala sa susunod na set, Coach Ronnie.
Na ayaw nila mangyari dahil kung magtutuloy-tuloy ito, eh tatabla na tayo at 1 set all. At pareho naman yung reminders ni Coach Jerry. Dinagdagan lang niya na para makareceive kayo, igalaw niya yung mga paa niyo. I heard this reminder also in that game versus the Lady Falcons. Pero ngayon, ang kalamangan ng agwat ng De La Salle, muling sumampa, naging 13 na. Nice defensive block, kill block para dito sa Lady Spike.
Bubungan. And Mika continues to serve. And what a response again for LaSalle here in set number 2. At sabi ni Coach Jerry, huwag mo agawin kay Nicole.
Well, I believe that the big three has responded well for LaSalle here in the set. We have Majoy Baron, who scored so much in sa service line. And then Kim Fajardo, who also has 2 down points here in set 2. Samantalang si Mika Reyes, tahimik,
Serving
nandun
well,
yung depensa at continues to serve well para dito sa green shirts.
And nobody there. It's a completely opposite set
Oh, yes.
for the UP Lady Maroons. And really, Coach Ronnie, that's really where they're going to have to work to be able to compete with the elite teams here. If they, as you know, they have finals aspirations. It's consistency from set to set.
Correct. And yung in-game adjustments na kailangan nilang gawin. Of course, the mindset has to be strong, the composure has to be present, and then they have to hear the voice of Coach Jerry. Then, punong-puno tayo, saksakan ng ingay. Yun pa. The things that they have to get used to sa kanilang quest na makarating sa Final Four at lumaban sa top 2 slots.
Sid. saw her, she looked like she really wound her arm for that one. A little extra muscle
Another
behind
perfect
this
pass.
attack.
Perfect pass by Fajardo, giving Sid Demisilio ample time. Sabi mo nga, to prepare and execute that superb wind-up para pasagin yung two-man wall ng UP.
What a serve and what a reception there by Esternero. Pero ito, lumabas.
Carlos wanted an off-the-block point, pero hindi mabibiyayan. And LaSalle running away with a second set. 16-point advantage for De La Salle after being down 3-2 dito sa ating second set.
That serve by Fajardo earlier. Tries to duplicate it and she gets it again. Molde with the approach and the block.
Two things LaSalle has done so well here in the second set. Serve and then block.
And
Ganun
then
kasimple.
those have been strengths of theirs.
Ayan, sabi nga natin. Number one sa reception. Number one sa sets. Number one sa block.
And they've always been a good serving team.
Number two,
Yeah.
to be precise and exact about it.
An error for LaSalle to give a point to save a set point here.
Bihira na tayo nakakakita ng attack point para dito sa UP. Kukuha na lang sila ng puntos dito galing sa mga errors.
You know,
ng LaSalle.
he talks about coming out of Cloud9, sila Coach Ramil, pati si Coach Jerry. It's not only from game to game, it's from set to set sometimes. You know you beat LaSalle set number 1, that's gotta give you a great feeling.
Totoo yan. At pag lumutang-lutang ka sa ulap, at yung isip mo, kumbaga nawala doon sa direksyon.
Saglit lang, ano?
Saglit lang sisingiling ka. Umultuhin ka at baka pagtingin mo, iba na yung agos na yung nakikita.
It's a good serve by Isa Molde. Sid sends it to the other side. Molde will set up, buitre.
UP need this points. They need this for their confidence banking ka. It's hard to salvage the second set given that they're down by this much. 14 set points para sa LaSalle. Pero at least tumaas man lang yung antas ng laro nila pang dagdag kumpiyansa pagpasok sa umpisa ng third set.
Makadili, inihatid ang bola. That's a net block. So they're gonna get a little rhythm from this. You're talking about UP.
Yun lang naman ang gusto ni Coach Jerry.
Kaya kahit ganyan ang abante.
Naninigurado naman si Coach Ramil.
Diba? Bisa natin, hindi ko pwedeng ganun ako. Todo pero kasambagan ng kamay. Nakaka-receive naman tayo. Pero paganahin lang, Joy, yung sinasabi ko nito.
Joy, walang diretsong talo.
Hindi, eto na eh. Tama yung ginawa mo eh. Pumunta ka lang dito, pero ligaw mo muna, tsaka ka bumalik doon. Yan naman yung ginagawa natin eh. Di ba? Pumunta ka doon, tsaka ka pumunta doon.
Okay, sige na siya.
Ikaw gumagawa ka, di huli ka agad.
Coach Ramil, De Jesus, 18 years, DLSU, flanked by, of course, Coach Noel Orcolio. May tagal na rin, 8 years na rin yung kasama dyan. And they called that timeout to make sure of this point, and they almost did. It was a great set, Coach Ronnie.
Yes.
White lang.
Off target lang yung palo. Masyadong wide. Tama. Yung banggit mo. From a high of 16, it is down to 12. At least yung laro ng UP tumaas-taas dito sa bandang dulo ng ating second set.
So kumbaga, they'll end this set in a positive.
Yes.
Unless, of course, they come up with a miraculous comeback here and make us look bad. Oh, over. Oh, and Geyser got a hand on it. But they give the set to LaSalle. 25-12. But you'll be getting a few points going into set number 2. Tabla na po tayo. UP versus LaSalle, set 3 on ABS-CBN Sports in Action when we come back. Tabla na po ang ating labanan. UP getting the first set, LaSalle coming back big in the second set, which only makes this match even more exciting. But before we get to set number 3, in a nutshell, Coach Ronnie, describe to us, paint a picture for set number 2.
Well, number 1, I thought that the Lady Spikers heeded the call of Coach Ramil De Jesus to serve harder, to serve better, and have a better first ball. And I think those two things, plus their blocking efficiency, were the real story of what transpired in the second set. Yung mga bagay na binanggit ko na nagawa ng UP sa first set, hindi naman lumitaw yon para sa kanila doon sa second set. Dahilan kung bakit we talk about the numbers, they were dominated by LaSalle in attack points, in blocks. No service aces for UP in the second set, wherein they had four in set one. They had more service errors than service aces, and everything went crumbling for them from the fifth point onwards bago nakabangon ng bahagya doon sa dulo. However, they still went down in defeat in the second set, 25-12.
Great matchup of youth versus experience. The number 2 team versus the number 3 team. LaSalle, number 2, wants to stay with Ateneo at number 1. And of course, UP wants to change everybody else's plans by winning today.
And there's no doubt that the Bulldogs, the Tamaraws, and even the Tigresses are very curious onlookers right now. Those three teams I mentioned are
They're
with
all-
a 5-5 win
They're all
loss start.
rooting for LaSalle.
Oo, nananalangin. Nananalangin.
And by the way, UST winning in a tough 5-set match earlier today against Adamson University.
Ganda ng laban talaga.
Returning the favor
Oo.
and pretty much duplicating what happened in the first round matchup at the Phil Sports Arena,
And
which
keeping
was an
themselves
epic.
alive.
Sabi,
Themselves alive also.
actually, yung dalawang yun, Coach Ron, mahal na mahal nila yung isa't isa. They played 10 sets together.
Yeah.
Kapit talaga. And yes, they keep themselves alive for
Diba?
everything. For a
Dahil
hunt.
kung sila yung nahatak ng Adamson pababa, eh talagang parang nagdidilim eh. Diba? Yung daan dahil palapit na palapit sa dulo, pakonti ng pakonti yung laro.
Actually, mula dito, Coach Ron.
Ito na yan eh.
Dito na. Oh,
Sprint na yan.
Ayan na. Ito na yung makikita natin yung mga position
Yes. You need separation. You need wins in the second round. Hindi lamang makapasok kundi for positioning for the elite teams such as LaSalle and of course Ateneo and even UP for that matter.
If you're Ateneo, are you rooting for UP in this?
I guess UP.
Yes, you are, right?
Simply because ang kryptonite nila Berte.
Well, pero hindi rin masabi dahil yung huling laban ng Ateneo sa
Tama.
UP, di ba? Actually, kasabi nga natin, wala na siguro dito. Dito sa mga laban.
Walang siguradong panalo.
Wala. No sure wins. And of course, the news broke out already for Ateneo and a player that went down in practice.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, of course, Maddie Madag. We'll talk more about that later. Puntaan muna natin si Nina Alvia.
Sa timeouts, Coach Jerry once again emphasized the importance of their first ball at gusto rin niya na maging mobile sila sa court. And going back to what Coach Jerry and Senator Pia Cayetano told the girls before the game, he reiterated to them in one of the timeouts na hindi pwede sila mag-dwell sa kanilang mistakes and they really should keep playing. Before the game began, Coach Jerry asked the girls to name the different distractions that could be present during the game. From there, sinabi niya that this should not affect their game. At bago nag-umpisa ang third set, he reminded them na di dapat matataranta sila sa pagsigaw ng crowd and they should be able to keep their composure. Ruben Ronnie?
That is the one thing, Nina, that Coach Jerry was worried about after the success in the offseason of this UP team that saw even a podium finish in one of the tournaments. It toughened them up. They played against veterans and great players and great teams. But what he always said was, we cannot duplicate the UAAP experience, the cameras, the lights, the crowd, the energy, the hype going into the match. Kailangan nilang pagdaanan yan at ngayon pinagdadaanan nila.
At kaya patuloy yung reminders ni Coach Jerry sa kanila kasi minsan alam mo in the heat of the battle and because of the pressure, even elite athletes nakakalimutan. But if they hear a calming voice na oo nga pala, pinaalala na ni Coach to dati, kailangan magawa ko. Ang chances are mas nakaka-recover sila ng mabilis at hindi nagtutuloy-tuloy yung pag-slide nila.
We're tied at 4. Castañero with a better first ball. Diamzon finds a spot and they get a lead here. 5 serving 4. Let's go to Janine Choi this time.
Team captain Kim Pajardo knows that this current set is a very crucial one, and being a setter, she knows that trusting her teammates is a very important factor. And given that set 1 was a very close one and the crowd has been consistently loud, sinabi ni Kim na hindi maiiwasan ang miracle sa loob at nakakababa yun ng kumpiyansa. At bago magkahawaan na bumaba ang kumpiyansa ng lahat, uumpisahan kong ipakita na lumalaban ako at composed ako. Idinagdag din ni Kim na gagawin niya ng maayos ang trabaho niya bilang kapitana at bilang setter, pero syempre habang nag-e-enjoy pa rin. Dumat Ronnie?
Maraming salamat, Janine, at ang kanyang kupunan. Right now, down by 1. 5 will be serving 6.
Team Fajardo, while the report was being delivered, walking the talk. Walking the talk. And Mika Reyes floating and executing her favorite running hit.
On cue. May earphones.
Sakto.
May
Oo.
earphones.
May override.
Mika again with that serve. Molde with a better first ball. They set up Bersola. It's sent back. Tiamzon able to pick it up. They go back. Oh, nagkagulo. It was actually Carlos who was getting ready for the approach.
Miscommunication.
Yes.
As a result, Lasal ties this third set at 6 apiece. Dalawang sunod na puntos kinuha rito ng De La Salle.
1-all, 1-set-all, 6-all. Set number 3. Live on ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Bumabati rin tayo sa lahat ng mga kapamilyang nanonood sa lahat ng mga kanya-kanyang probinsya at kanya-kanyang mga bansa kung nasaan man sila ngayon.
Pala.
At nagpupuyat para lang sa UAAP volleyball. In the meantime, rally here. Demicilio with the attack. Tiamzon able to pick it up. Still alive. Carlos sends it to D. Fajardo sets up Demicilio. And Tiamzon was there again. The underhand set to Molde. That is blocked. And Coach Jerry says it's okay.
The best blocker in the UAAP, bar none.
Bar none.
And that is a picture on why Lasal is also number 1 in terms of net defense throughout the UAAP.
She said prior to the start of the season, she's ready and willing to take on the task of being Mika Reyes' partner and twin tower there and may be a difference, not just yung pasundot-sundot na ginawa niya last year. As you know, Coach Ron, you to be a major cog, if not the cog defensively.
She has delivered. As we mentioned at the top of the coverage, she leads this squad in scoring with over 100 points sa unang siyam na laro para dito sa De La Salle.
Fajardo, galang from the back row. Pagkakataon para sa UP. Molde, that is off Maron. So Molde gets them to the first technical timeout of set number 3. 8 for UP, 7 for LaSalle in set number 3. Technical timeout. First one. Fans having a ball, a blast here in Volleyball Central, the arena in San Juan. And it is UP LaSalle. It is Bea versus Billy. Hindi naman versus. Matalik na magkaibigan. Dati natin mga courtside reporter. They're here. Of course, they know how it feels. And there's a frenzy about the UAP. And nice friendly competition between the former courtside reporter of UP and the former courtside reporter of LaSalle. Galang finds an open spot in the middle of that UP defense.
Talk about a donut. Galang using that off-speed winner para puntusan yung depensa ng UP.
Scrambling were both teams there. Galang able to get that. Estranero keeps it up. A faster and lower set for Marian Buitre.
Perfect pass by Jewel Lai to Buitre. And even Jewel Lai liked her delivery after Buitre scored against the two blockers. Makita mo yung fist pump reaction coming from Jewel Lai.
But they're not able to consolidate that one with a service error. Former Hope Christian High School standout for Coach Jerry, of course. Cecilia back serving. Makandili. One hand, they're going to call a net violation, I believe, on the Batangueña.
We talked about unforced errors, equivalent to shooting themselves in the foot. UP now has 10 service errors. De La Salle with 5. Majority of the service errors by UP coming in the second set.
Oh! Almost an error.
And just as we say that,
even Coach Jerry, they know they got lucky in that one.
talk about unanswered prayer. Isa Molde was scoreless in set 2. Boom after scoring 4 points in the first set, but they need her to play with more fire. And let's see kung mas pupuntahan siya dito ni Jewel Lai. Ngayong mapupunta siya sa back row ngayon after this serve.
Basilio, easy first ball. D, that's too low. Biggest lead of set number 3 right now is at 3. This is what we love about volleyball, you know. When you're watching first set LaSalle, and you're watching on TV, you're let's say, you're neutral and say, grabe na to, wala na to. Medyo na bulabog ito Lasal. And then you go to set number 2. Naku, wala na to.
Wala na, nakaisang set lang.
Lasal na to.
And then a turnaround happens again.
Grabe.
This will be four straight points para sa UP na boom.
That's why it's a beautiful game to watch, especially live here at the venue.
Hindi na bola ganun kataas. Takinis. Hindi ba mapalo yun? Taas sa kakin. Naman tayo. Di ba? Hindi pwede. Nagkamali. Pandaming mali sunod-sunod. Isa lang. Pwede na. Tama na pwede na ngayon. Sabi ko, huwag niyo patagalin sa service area yan.
Okay.
Coach, wala pang kumukurap dito na coach pagdating sa substitution din.
Wala pa.
Parang yung dinidikay natin.
Oh,
no?
dikdikan.
They're sticking to their core. Ano?
Kasi kung titignan mo naman yung pagkakamali ng bawat koponan, pareho eh.
Correct.
Reception, blocking. The team that serves better normally gets the advantage. And that was the same storyline that we saw in the first 2 sets.
Makandili over-receives
Oy.
that one. But Buitre unable to take advantage. He was just a
Half a
second
second
short.
late, yes. Nakita niya yung bola parating sa kanya, but yung reaction time, bahagyang naantala para dito kay Buitre.
So it gives an opportunity for Baron to go back to the service area. The Tarlac native sends it to UP. D.
Oh, wow.
Through the block.
This time it's a perfect pass coming from Kim Fajardo. That's a cannon launched by Kim D.
Former MVP in the girls division. Best blocker. Zobel. As an ace is served up. And now it is Coach Jerry Yee's time to push the button.
Hindi na balik. Ha? Hinga. Relax tayo. 3 points na wala. Hindi na balik. Ha? Leading pa rin tayo. Come on. Pa-isa-isa. Intindihan? Relax. Wala naman nawala eh. Kalimutan na natin mali. Come on. Alam niyo yung gagawin mo. Sige, go.
Tara. Sinala ko lagi. Magkatabi ka. Hey, leader!
Trying to halt the momentum created by those 2 consecutive points.
And every time Joy Baron is on the service line,
no?
good things happen for De La Salle, and she seems to be the kryptonite para dito sa reception ng UP in the last 2 sets at least.
Si Mika nakarami rin kanina.
Silang dalawa.
Oh. Too soft. Good pickup. Galan tried to take care of it, and they tie the match here. 13 all again. Coach Jerry says, shake it off. It's fine. Huwag kalimutan. Ay, kalimutan. Madali.
Kailangan na short-term memory,
Third.
ika nga. After being on top at 13-9, suddenly 4 na sunod na puntos.
Oh.
Kinuha rito ng De La Salle.
Again, Paron is the one giving them a hard time for that first ball. Paron keeps it up. Sent back. Chance ball para sa UP. What will Lai do? She goes back door. And they're going to call a net block. 4 touches, so they are not able to take advantage of the scrambling La Salle.
Buitre failing to connect. Jewelai going back to Buitre because Buitre almost scored. At eto,
First time.
eto na.
UP blinks first in terms of our substitution pattern. And it is Inaban who comes in for the first time for UP and Molde.
This read coming from the rookie, Isa Bolden. And Baron once again making a living on the service line. And she's delivered important points for De La Salle. Down 4. Now in the lead by 2 at 15-13. Another turnaround that we're seeing.
It is.
In the third set.
Lai. Oh, that's a better one for Kaloy.
Excellent reception. Jewelai setting up that quick hit.
And it is Ai Ganaban, the native from Camarines Norte. Pride of Camarines Norte now. Malamig na malamig. Pumasok agad para dito kay Coach Jerry Yee. Coach, Miss-hit yun para kay Kiana D.
Miss-score pa rin.
Pero umiscore, 16-14 ang ating talaan. Magbabalik po kami. Babalik po kami dito sa ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Maigting na labanan sa panig po ng UP Lady Maroons kontra De La Salle University Lady Spikers. Magandang hapon muli, mga kapamilya. Boom Gonzalez, Coach Ronnie Magsano, kabante ng dalawa ang De La Salle University. And it is courtesy of this miss-hit, but yet good enough for a 16-14 lead. And Kim D back in the serving deck. Kalang was there, and Mika on the 1-2 play takes advantage.
Just when we thought that UP was going to build a huge momentum wherein they erected a 4-point lead at 13-9, suddenly LaSalle rebounded quickly at ngayon, tatlo na kanilang abante na pinakamalaki para dito sa LaSalle. Team D squanders a perfect chance sa kanyang service error.
Give a free point. UP 15 serving 17.
That was nowhere close, no? Parang miss-hit din.
Miss-hit din, oh. Makandili able to pick it up. Galang. That is out. She loves that though. Yung katawan niya nakaharap doon. Oh.
Sabay magda-down the line.
Paborito niya rin yan eh.
Hindi lang kumonekta.
Pero yun nga, high risk din yan talaga.
Yes. And now, it did not pay off for Galang. Lead down to 1.
And high risk, high reward.
Kung makikita
Like
mo rito, kung makikita mo, boom, yung mga pagkakamali. I feel, 1, tension. Number 2, could be fatigue.
Pagod, sabihin ko sa
11 service errors na ito.
Now remember, they had 20 in their win against Ateneo.
So, pero iba yun, kasi laki ng lamang nila ron.
They're a high-risk team talaga.
Yes. Galang also commits one of her own. Anxiety level is rising right now. Itong service errors for LaSalle, as you mentioned.
So we have had 18 service errors between the two teams. Makadili, great first ball. Sets up Yeye. Yeye, with her fingertips, able to put it down.
Not only is Mika Reyes long, but her ability to get to the right vertical at the right time distinguishes her sa ibang mga attacks. Of course, yung first ball ni Makandili, ang laking bagay talaga for LaSalle.
Ayun yung sinasabi natin kanina.
Kung hindi si Majoy Baron ang problema ng UP, si Mika Reyes nagiging malaking tinik sa reception. Abilidad ng reception ng UP.
Dangerous times for UP.
Short ball lang yun. Naintindihan. Wala naman. Gagalaw nyo yung paa nyo, siyempre. Mahirap bang igalaw? Hindi. Bawi tayo. Anong play mo, Jewel? Andito sa likod. Antena tayo. Ha? Kaya pa? Parang blanco eh. Sige, go.
Third year coach Jerry. It's a 2017 lead. 8 service aces for LaSalle. UP with 5. UP trying to break a 17-game losing streak to LaSalle. If you don't count that game that was forfeited by LaSalle back then, 2008, you'll go back to 2005, Coach Ronnie. That's 21 straight wins over UP, and they're trying to get that monkey off their back. Talking about UP.
Parang nagpa-graduate ka na ng isang anak niyan. Di ba? Tapos ka na ng isang college course. Hindi ko lang alam pag may K-12.
Pero I'm sure naman, wala namang dinadalang ganyan yung mga bata.
At
kasi lang,
this is a different generation. I'm sure they don't think about that anymore. What they're trying to focus on are the things that they are in control of. And right now, what they are in control of is to try and receive better and try to catch up with a 4-point deficit.
Sabi natin, Baron and Reyes have given them the most trouble in terms of service. Bersola, D easily picks it up. Chance for UP here. Lai, lapit sa net. Hold it, just adjusts there. Demecilio is checked, picked up. Fajardo, and it will be a point as she drives herself to the net. Lead is down to 3.
UP looking for one final push to try and stem the tide. Down 3 yard. The Maroons as the designated server na si Pasarte sent in by Coach Jerry He.
Ano rin yan? Mga Hope Christian High School product din yan.
Daming bala.
At Cebuana rin, kababayan, Isa Molde. Uy, miscommunication there. They had it.
And against an elite team, that can happen, especially
this juncture
late in the set. Lalong-lalo na from a 13-9 lead. Suddenly, LaSalle has really stormed in front of the Fighting Maroons.
And again, that serve by Fajardo, so sharp, so good. She picks it up. Makandili will underhand it to D. And D has really attacking with full confidence.
Single block, two-man wall, no problem for Kim D. Superior confidence in the second round, and Team Fajardo has placed her full trust in Kim D, and Kim D has delivered time and again.
In that case, Makandili pa nga nag-set. Lai, Molde decides to go off speed. Ganaban, cross court, Makandili keeps it up. Baron asks for it. What a reaction there by Carlos. And a low attack by Isa Molde, giving LaSalle a set point here, 24-18. Justin Doro will come in.
Turn of events. And LaSalle showing composure. LaSalle exhibiting their ability to recover after being behind. At higit sa lahat, yung mga leaders ng team, makikita mo, napaka-stable. Ngayong nagabol sila ng bahagya dito sa ating third set.
Dorog. Fajardo was there to dig it up. The joust. They go back to Dorog again. They're down 6 here in set number 3. DLSU finds the line in the corner. And LaSalle with a 2-1 lead in this matchup of youth versus experience. And you're all watching it live on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. On the action, UAAP Women's Volleyball Season 78. UST winning over Adamson in the first match in 5 sets. Right now, we are in set number 4. But before we get to set number 4 for UP and LaSalle, tell me about set number 3, Coach Ronnie. How did LaSalle pull away in the end?
Well, I thought that UP committed too many unforced errors after being ahead at 13-9. And they could not find the answer to the service strength of Majoy Baron and even Mika Reyes for that matter. Imagine Majoy Baron scoring at least 6 points off her serve. And eventually that turned things around para dito sa De La Salle. Reception continues to be a problem para dito sa Fighting Maroons. Kaya hindi sila maka-atake. La Salle winning that stat department by 5. Yung blocks maayos naman, pero those 2 blocks by UP happened in the early part of the second set. And when you have 9 unforced errors, majority of which happened late in the third set, talagang hindi ka na makakabangon at makakaahon pagkatapos malamangan at maagaw ng La Salle yung lamang doon sa bandang midpoint ng ating third set.
Well, again, in the first round, La Salle winning over UP in 4 sets. They want to duplicate that. Nagkaiba lang ng posisyonan ng set. So far, natalo ang La Salle po sa set number 1. And now, chance for UP to extend this.
Yes.
They're going back to set number 2, Coach Jerry. Sabi niya, hindi raw importante yung manalo-matalo. Ano yung hinahabol nila kanina? Meron silang goal na iba no? Parang he's trying to really take pressure off.
Trying to deflect the pressure off his players. Remember, this is the perfect chance for UP not only to build on their winning streak, but to get a tie for the second spot with the Lady Sparkers. Bagay na ayaw mangyari ng La Salle dahil ang plano naman nila makatabla sa idol team ng Ateneo doon sa tuktok na may hawak na 8-2 win-loss
card. And
card.
obviously, Coach Ronnie, Coach Jerry is trying to work on a lot of departments, like minimizing errors and all that. And yes, he might be saying, hindi importante yung panalo o manalo. If we played it right, we play the right game, it results to those things. But he wants to keep it in perspective para kumbaga, kino-compartmentalize niya na maliliit na goals muna.
And they played the right way up to the 22nd point ng third set. Uy!
Dorog, straight to our cameraman. Remember, she's still with that shoulder.
Mahawak-hawak sa kaliwang kamay. At Dustin Dorag, muntik madurog yung ating cameraman dito. Pero
Tukuran.
naku, iningatan pa nga niya para hindi
Ayun,
niya
tumukod
masagasaan.
yan.
Oo.
So we're hoping that she's okay. Still going through therapy for her shoulder. We can't wait to see Justin Dorog in her full potential for this UP team. In the meantime, a soft attack by Lee. Coach Ramil scratches his head. As UP gets ahead here 2-1. Now these are all things that a team that has championship aspirations, whether this year or the next or whatever,
Yes.
they have to go through these things.
Oo
It's
naman.
never going to be easy.
Wala. Walang ganon.
They have to lose. They have to lose badly. They have to lose sets. They have to lose mental battles.
You have to taste every bit of challenge before you reach the top, ika nga.
Let's get more from the UP side with Nina Alvia.
Before the match, sinabi ni Coach Jerry sa girls na sa totoo lang wala raw silang game plan. Pero ang gagawin nila is to reinforce what they can control. Sa timeouts, Coach Jerry exclaimed na wala naman bumago sa atmosphere at dapat naka-adjust na sila. Dapat rin kaya nila maka-adjust sa court if the circumstances are not on their side. Coach Jerry made known to the girls na wala silang consistency kaya dapat matapan lang sila. At bago pumasok ang Lady Maroons at Lady Spikers sa court para sa fourth set, he reprimanded the girls for committing unnecessary errors at dapat lumaban pa rin sila dahil wala pang nananalo. Women Ronnie?
At yun nga yung sinasabi namin ni Coach Ronnie kanina. It's really now working on consistency from set to set.
Right now, UP has to show better resilience and a higher degree of believing in themselves. Because right now, not only are they down by a set, but right now, LaSalle once again starting out this third set, trying to put UP in a big hole.
Yeah, and LaSalle is humming right now. They're clicking. After that first set, nagising. Coach Jerry will call another timeout.
Hindi kayo bumabawi. Kailangan gusto nyo pa rin mag-cover, hindi na kayo kumakover. Halatang talo na yung iniisip nyo. Sabi ko, ayusin yung first ball. Diba? Pag inayos yung first ball, tapos ang usapan natin, wala tayong problema. Manalo-matalo, diba? Eh, hindi nyo ginagawa eh. Error yung service nyo, error yung results nyo. Paano na? Paano na? Diba, mag-practice tayo mamaya. Hindi sinusunod yung usapan eh. Simple lang yun.
Five to 2 is the score. DLSU ang abante. And fully confident. Doon naman tayo makichismis sa LaSalle side, courtesy of Janine Choi.
Being one of the seniors, said Demasilia told me that it is her responsibility to show leadership on the court. Sinabi niya na kahit ano man ang sitwasyon, kahit ano man ang mangyari, importanteng steady lang sa loob at nakakapag-contribute pa rin sa parehong opensa at depensa. Bago magsimula ang set na ito, ipanaalala sa koponan ang tatlong bagay. Una, na hindi pwedeng sunod-sunod ang mali. Pangalawa, iwasan ang pagtapon sa service. At pangatlo, dapat laging aggressive. Boom at Ronnie.
Maraming salamat, Janine. At si Demasilia, one of the best all-around players and always has a great demeanor on the court.
Steady lang.
Oh. And you need that. You need the fiery ones, and then you need people like her also.
Different roles.
Oh. Pardo chooses Gala. Geyser keeps it up. Lai able to keep it above head as D sends it over and way beyond.
Geyser scrambling. Geyser scrappy. Geyser helping out UP get closer to De La Salle.
Veteran. Libero of the University of the Philippines. Carlos with a serve. Demasilia with a good first ball. And again, that good first ball gives the opportunity for Kiana D to put it away.
Yeah, Kim D, second leading scorer for De La Salle this afternoon. Just behind the 12 points of Mika Reyes. Rather good scoring afternoon for Kim D.
Castañero unable to keep it in play. Nagulat yata si Kiana dun, kay Isa Molde.
Finally, Isa Molde delivers one for UP. Very quiet, only with 6 points as we head into this set. They need more of Isa Molde together with Chamson and Bersola to help out UP's offense.
And for those who are watching volleyball for the first time, that's still legal, by the way. At tinamaan si
Pwede
Kiana.
yan.
Oh, kahit nga pa eh.
Pati pa, pwede.
As Justin Dorog gets a service ace. Now we're tied. Now let's see what happens here.
UP looking for a change in momentum once again.
Oh!
Pangilan na ba ito? Pang-12 na service errors?
We check. It is the 9th. Sorry, let's check that.
Alam ko, higit 11 na siya kanina.
12, tama ka, Coach. 12. 7-6.
No?
Set back from Bersola. Now to Molde, malapit masyado sa net.
Malanganin. Nakompromiso na si Isa Molde. Once again, De La Salle on top by 2 points.
We will be back. We are back with you inside the volleyball central known as the arena here at the heart of the city of San Juan. Boom Gonzalez, Coach Ronnie Magsanok. Green and maroon and white, blue, yellow, doesn't matter. We're just happy that you are constantly filling up the venues. And speaking of venues, lilipat tayo lahat sa Phil Sports Arena this weekend. We have come a long way, Coach Ronnie. You and I have not worked in a long time a volleyball game since
over a decade, I believe.
Blue Eagle Gym. Yung last natin, Blue
Oo.
Eagle Gym, pero alam na, magsimula tayo dun sa UP mismo.
Lalaro pa tayo ron sa UP. Oo.
Tapos nalipat tayo Blue Eagle Gym. Napunta pa tayong Ninoy Aquino.
Tama,
Ngayon,
tama.
yung mga Araneta MOA, regular na natin pinupunta.
Napupuno.
Ay, naman. And it's also been that long, Coach Ron.
Oh, yes.
Since UP has been in the upper half of the team standings. 12 years to be exact, which is almost around the same time we started broadcasting games as we celebrate a decade of broadcasting the UAAP volleyball games.
So parang graduate ka ng high school at college.
Oh, kaya you know, maintindihan mo yung gutom at uhaw ng mga taga-UP past present.
That's
For this team to do well.
That's why they're trying to ride the journey, talking about the UP community na samahan itong mga batang manlalaro. At itong mga veteranong sila Bersol and of course si Chamson para sa baka sakaling chance ng UP na di lang makarating sa Final Four kundi makalaban doon sa top 2 slots.
At ang maganda nito, mga fans nito, mga eskwelang ito, Lasal, UP, Ateneo, UST, na hindi naman necessarily from the schools. They just love volleyball in general.
So iba dyan, may mga trabaho ha.
Oh, we welcome them and
It's a weekday, remember.
Papasalamat kami as Dorog gets that good first ball. Good pickup by Tenesillo. It's a chance ball for UP. Lai goes quickly to Carlos. Great read by Baron. Buitre, that's a net block.
I was about to say earlier, Boom, that Jewel Lai needs to step up her game at least one notch higher because Kim Fajardo has dominated the battle of the setters in the last 2 sets at least. Jewel Lai was very steady in the first set. Ang daming scorers para sa kanya. Pero ngayon, nahihirapan silang umatake. She needs to do a better job sa kanyang ball distribution.
But do you think also, Coach Ronnie, it's partly really because
reception.
Yung first ball,
Kasama yun.
hirap siya, no? Not to make any excuse for her, pero look at that. That was a great first ball. And it was delivered by Tots.
They need to help. Kailangan tulungan din nila si Jewel Lai.
Oo, no?
Paano ka papasa kung di kayo makasagot? At itong si Buitre, maganda-ganda ang talaan ngayon. Although, I believe she is the 4th leading scorer for UP. Ang ilang service error na yan for UP this afternoon. Pang-14 na ba? 15?
Coach, you know what's also another interesting sidelight to the tournament is the Rookie of the Year chase.
Sila.
It's wide open. In the meantime, back to this Estornero. Great setup. And a block, but it's out. It's a good first ball.
Correct.
Delivered.
Is still alive.
Down 2. Set number 4.
And down by a set. Lasal ahead 2 sets to 1.
Magandang gabi na pala sa lahat ng mga kapamilya nanonood sa atin.
Hapunan na.
Oo. Gutom na ako.
Paborito namin yan, Ibu.
Domicilio takes that one. Galang from behind. Molde keeps it up, but nobody there for the second ball.
Galang, 7 points, heading into the fourth set. Fajardo with the jump set for Galang. Good misdirection.
Yeah.
Was that Kim D?
No, that was Galang. That was the finish
yung
of the-
unang
Ay,
tumalon.
yung una, parang.
Yung naging piston
Yes,
para
yes.
malibre itong si Galang.
Yung humila ng depensa.
Yes.
Dorog. That is a check ball.
Juelay trying to make sure that she is ahead of Lasalle's defense. Eksakto yung pasa, malayo dun sa net.
Pasok din pala. Sorry, check that. Was in all. You know, imagine when all of these rookies are playing and then are healthy. Dorog is healthy, and then they get a little experience with Carlos and Molde being who they are now at this stage of their career.
Even Juelay for that matter.
Juelay is on her second year. And then of course, Yamzon. Great promise for this UP team. LaSalle in the meantime is living in the now. And they want to get back to the finals and get back to a championship too with UP now getting a point, 12-14.
Very smart play for Dorog. No power attack, no power hit, a simple placement going down the line. Finding the hole in the defense of LaSalle. Pang-labing-anim.
And Coach Jerry applauds them, says, there's nothing we can do. Gotta move forward.
Baybayin natin yung service errors ng UP na 16. Carlos, 4. Molde, 3. Buitre, 3. Bersola, 2. Juelay and Dorog also with 2 service errors apiece.
What a serve by Aragala. Skipping that net.
Grabe naman.
16-12, LaSalle ahead. Look at this serve by the Angeles native, just barely making it over the net. Nestor Diero could not do anything about it.
Ay, gusto lang nating bigyang diin. Hindi lamang yung service errors ng UP na 16 na, kundi sa kabuang error count for the Lady Maroons, a total of 33. And right now, when you're behind by a set, gusto mo sana, mas kaunti yung mga pagkakamali na nagbibigay na regalo puntos para sa Lady Spikers. Pero Lasal nagbigay naman ng free point para dito sa UP.
Madami pa tayo lalaro dito na volleyball at 16-13. Their captain, Cathy Bersola. Macandili. Yun yung diferensya talaga as the pancake courtesy of Carlos. But you see, Macandili is giving it to Fajardo. Fajardo's barely moving from her spot already.
Sakto eh. Sakto. At alam na ni Fajardo yung gagawin niya. Look at that. Nice dump. Better reply. Excellent pancake. But still, LaSalle will not be denied. This time, it's a misdirection by Mika Reyes. And I believe LaSalle is now 4 points ahead, which ties their biggest lead of this fourth set.
And Mika Reyes has been trouble for them from the service area.
Oo naman.
Molde. Easy take for LaSalle. Oh, medyo nakailalim si Sid. Sa palo na yun. Nakikita, dinig mo sa tunog, Coach Rod.
Tunog pa lang.
A lot of volleyball to play, a lot of time for UP to recover, but they've got to do it now. 14 serving 17. The 34th error in all.
And the 17th service error para dito sa Fighting Maroons.
Parang basketball coach Ron, as we see there again, Fajardo able to get that one. Not all the time you can survive out turnovering the other team. For lack of a better, you sometimes win with more turnovers, yes, but you can't do it on consistent basis. And I only highlight that because yun nga, Benteng service error in UP against Ateneo. They won that one in straight sets. We already know what happened, but you cannot duplicate it against the other elite team in the league.
Ang kaibahan kasi nung laban nila sa Ateneo at itong match sa Lasal, doon lumalamang sila eh.
Dito nag-aabot.
At malaki ang lamang nila. dito, bound sila ng isang set at naghahabol pa rito sa pang-apat na set.
Every error is heightened,
Like
magnified. Coach Jerry, napangiti na lang. Parang there's nothing more that he can do or say. It's just not their day when it comes to that.
And to think that they serve so well.
Yes, they do.
Sa first set, when they had 4 service aces, controlled that set, winning it 25-18. But since that time, has struggled from the service line.
Cynthia Basilio, a couple of attack errors and the service error. Basarte will come in again to serve for sure.
Alam mo, Boom, maski na napakarami ng service errors ng UP at total team errors dito sa kabuuan ng laban, they're not totally out of
They're
it.
in it. They're in it.
It's a fourth set. Dalawa lang yan.
They're 6th in terms of serving. And it's showing here. Coverage there. Lie underhands it to Doro. Sent back. Oh, who's going to take the second ball? They send it easy over. They recover there. Baron! What a smart play by Kim Fajardo, Coach Ron.
Hiningi talaga ni Joy Baron. Kitang-kita mo, talagang pinili ka niya, akin, akin, akin.
Tsaka alam niya kasi, the team was still scrambling.
Yes, at solitary block in front of Majoy Baron would not carry it out for UP's net defense. And Baron, when at the service line, brings positive results para dito sa Lasal.
Molde with a great first ball though. Carlos. Mika also asking for it, and Lasal is ahead by 4 and are also 4 points away.
This is where experience comes in.
Yun.
At makikita mo, ang Lasal mas steady dun sa mga tight points.
I want to go back to that point in a bit. Pakinggan muna natin si Coach Jerry.
Pasok sana lahat ng services natin. Okay tayo. No? Anong pangalawang usapan natin? Ha? Yun din ang problema natin ngayon. Diba? Service, reception. Okay? Eh pag nagagawa na natin paminsan, yung block, hindi pa pwede yung quicker nila, free na lang. Para tayo multo eh, dumadaan-daan sa atin yung bola. Sasabayan mo yung timing. Yung timing naman ang problema. Hindi naman siya mas matangkad sa'yo eh. Diba? Sasabayan mo yung timing. Hindi siya mas malaki sa'yo, hindi siya mas mataas sa'yo. Sige na, go!
21-17 is our score. You know, 4-point lead. The only criticism of this UP team, and that's just for lack of a better word, is inexperience. And that's not a bad criticism because it's a fact. Eh, rookie, wala namang, hindi mo naman pwedeng sabing experience yan.
Tawag niyan ay pagdadaanan.
Oh, that's the only negative that you see. Everything else, Coach Ronnie, are all plus sides. They're all upsides. They're all positives for this team.
I believe that is part of the learning process for them. And a huge part of the learning curve, ika nga. But Carlos is trying to keep UP alive. 8 down to 2 from a high of 4, 21-17. Oh.
Naniguro dito si Coach Ronnie.
Nakikita lahat. Kung nagkombinasyon ka nun, okay na. Diba? O sa paske. Nagbigay ka rin na kay Yeye, napatay ni Yeye. Kasi napatay na si Yeye. Okay, so it's natin lang, sabisib lang doon. Okay. Malapitin lang natin ito sa alas, okay? Basta.
2 straight points by UP here to put a little pressure on LaSalle. Can they keep it going? 19 will be serving 21. Down the set.
Yung paalala kanina ni Coach Jen, may pasok lang daw nila yung service nila. Ayos na sila. At nakapasok ng isa si Carlos kanina. Tignan natin kung magiging dalawa yan para mailipin pang uli ang UP dito sa De La Salle.
Safe na siya. She didn't go for the jump serve, Coach Ronnie. Pumursyento. Tatawagan si Yeye dyan. Carlos went for the percentage serve, Coach Ronnie.
And now the pressure shifted dito sa De La Salle. Ito yung sinabi mo, Boom, na itatawag. Maliwanag yan, sumayan.
Scrape, the scrape. Carlos again. Galang with a good first ball. Fajardo goes back to Ara. Sent back, but it's outside.
Fajardo making the right decision to go wide sa kanyang set and go to Ara Galang. Ara Galang scores off the block to give LaSalle a 2-point cushion.
Crucial reception here, Coach Ronnie.
Ito na yan, duluhan na to, Boom.
D is serving. Lai to Doro. Sent back. The height of LaSalle playing a factor here. D keeps it up. Fajardo chooses Galang. Puts it away!
And I'm sure that Galang recalls the time that she could not play for De La Salle in last year's playoffs.
All the way to the finals.
At alam natin kung ano ang nawala sa Lasal at kung ano ang hindi na itulong ni Ara Galang.
Yun ang nawala.
Look at that firepower in that cannon. Grabe, ano? Tunog pa lang eh.
And remember, she came back earlier than even they expected.
Yes.
They go back to her. Off speed! What variety!
Remember that the lead was down to a single point at 21-20. But Ara Galang, who is a lady on a mission, destroys the floor defense of UP and has scored against the net defense of the Maroons. And now LaSalle has 4 match points.
Doro. And that is in!
Still alive.
No room for error though, here. Oh, actually, ang sabi ni referee Velosa may natamaan daw.
Last touch.
Oo, yun. Last touch yung tao. Check.
Check ball talaga yun.
21-24. Fajardo goes back to Ara. Pagkakataon para sa UP. Lai. Versola. Temesilio was there to dig. Galang. Lai. Nalito. She didn't know what to do, Coach Ronnie, so she wanted to dip it in. So they give the point to LaSalle. And then again, just like in round number 1, LaSalle wins in 4 sets. But they had to work for this one. They lost the first set, and they got chased here in the last set as Ara Galang is Sid Temesilio is holding on to her knee or her shin. She's being carried right now with the cameras not getting it. But now you see at the corner of the TV, she's being helped to the bench.
Wincing in pain.
She's writhing in pain right now, and we're praying that it's not as serious as it looks, because right now 3 girls are picking her up. We're hoping. Again, she has been playing with a shin injury. Almost didn't make the lineup at the start. Let's look at that last play where she picks up. And she already grimaces there. Galang puts this one to the other side, and from then on, we just saw the celebration, Coach Ronnie.
Wala na siya dyan eh.
She wasn't part of the celebration. She was,
ayun
yun pa. And then, something happened after that.
Ayan na, pabagsak na siya rito eh.
Nakaramdam na. I think it was the adrenaline at sa dulo nung hindi pa niya naramdaman.
Hindi pa kasi tapos eh, di ba?
Oh. Wow, that's an unfortunate thing to see. And again, we're hoping that Sid is okay and not as bad as it looks on the floor. In the meantime, regardless of what happens, it is a LaSalle victory. 25-18 for UP in the first, 25-12, 25-18, 25-21. We know what LaSalle did well here in this match. You kept saying it over and over again. What does UP need to work on?
Well, number 1, reception. Number 2, better service efficiency. And of course, you can only have that if you have better composure. And those 3 components at mga elementong binanggit ni Coach Jerry sa umpisa pa lang, sa unang timeout pa lang, bagay na pinapaalala niya ng paulit-ulit hanggang dun sa bandang dulo, bagay na kung saan kailangan pagbutihin nila if they want to make it to the Final Four. Because right now, they are only 1 win ahead of the Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Tamaraws and even UST, which all have a 5-5 win-loss card. With the loss, UP will slip to 6-4. That will be 2 games behind Ateneo and De La Salle, which share an 8-2 win-loss card.
Let's look at and isolate this one just so we can see what happened here. So we're looking at Sid Temesilio. It's tough to tell. She looked like she was still moving laterally.
Pero
here.
alam mo, may naramdaman na eh.
She walks, and then they celebrate. And then the next thing we saw after this was she was just holding on to that left side. Now, whether it was the shin or the knee, see there, the celebration. So now she's already being picked up. Thank you very much, Derek Abet Ramos, for the top shot. We'll see it a little better. And it's just unfortunate. And I'm sure you will be posted or will be on social media what happened to Cindy Messini. But again, the prayers go out. We don't want to see these things happen regardless. Any school, any athlete, any sport. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't take away the fact that she did so well in contributing to this LaSalle win over UP. Our best player today, again, setting the table literally and figuratively for LaSalle. The former best setter, Kim Fajardo.
And she was a key player for De La Salle, not only in terms of stability and in terms of being an excellent setter, but I thought that she was the leader for De La Salle in the situation wherein they were under duress when UP won the first set. And Kim Fajardo made sure that her team continued to be confident, they continued to be resilient, and eventually, all in all, Kim Fajardo was the winner in that personal duel with Jewel Lai. And as a result, LaSalle won the last 3 sets after surrendering the first set to the Fighting Maroons.
A lot to learn for Jewel Lai, of course, who did well, but she also had problems because of the first ball of UP. Fajardo had 27 excellent sets in the previous match against UST. Today, 32. The former best setter. Kim Fajardo and LaSalle tie Ateneo at the top. Now, Coach Ronnie has explained what has happened to our team stand.